We spent 3 days on the Big Island, and this trip made one thing very clear right away. Hawaii looks manageable on the map, but in real life, the island is huge. And if you try to fit too much into one day, you can end up missing the very charm that makes it special. This is part 1 of my Hawaii trip series, sharing a 3-day Big Island itinerary. We started a day before our actual trip to make the most of the Big Island, get an early start, and still get a full night's sleep. We flew out of Seattle on a 7 p.m. flight and landed around 10:30 at night. Picked up our rental car just before the center closed and drove straight to our hostel in Kona to call it a night. The next morning, we started with a beach walk near the hostel before checking out. Our day 1 plan was simple: drive from Kona to Hilo and cover top 5 spots on the way. This was exactly the part of the trip that really showed us how big the Big Island actually is. You can't treat it like a quick island hop. The drives are part of the experience. For breakfast, we stopped by Sandy's Drive-In to try some authentic Hawaiian breakfast. Our first stop was Puahonua or Hanaunau National Historical Park. This place gave us a beautiful and peaceful start to the day. Located on the west side of Kona Coast, this place is a significant cultural site, historically known as a place of refuge. We then continued our journey to east. Our next spot was a very unique place in Hawaii, and a fun fact is that there are only 4 such known spots in the world. Papakolea Beach, also known as the Green Sand Beach, is located near the south point. To reach this place, you can either hike or get a 4x4 ride run by the locals. If you are short on time, I highly recommend taking the ride. It would only cost $25 per person and is the fastest way to get to the beach. The ride can be bumpy at some parts, but it's totally worth the money. The olive green color comes from the olivine crystals, a yellowish green mineral commonly found in mafic igneous rocks, and you can see the colors clearly from the top and up close. The trail to the beach is steep but manageable, but I do recommend wearing a shoe with a good grip. Our third stop of the day was Punalu Beach, a beautiful black sand beach that is also a turtle sanctuary. This was also our lunch spot where we relished spam musubi that we got from the Sandy's Drive-In Cafe. The black sand on the beach is made of basalt and is created when lava flows into the ocean and explodes as it reaches the ocean and cools. This beach is also considered a major sanctuary and a critical habitat for sea turtles. Our final spot was Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, home to 2 of the 5 volcanoes that form the island of Hawaii, which added such a dramatic contrast to the day. Apart from the stunning overlook sites, there were 2 main spots that we wanted to visit: the Halemaumau crater on Kilauea volcano and Nahuku lava tube. The Nahuku lava tube, also known as the Thurston lava tube, is a 500-year-old lava cave that offers a glimpse into the subterranean tunnel formed by a river of molten lava, surrounded by a lush rainforest. Our final stop of the day was Halemaumau Crater Overlook, that you can access from Chain of Craters Road Trail, that begins from the Devastation Trail parking lot. This is a pit crater located within the summit caldera of Kilauea volcano. This crater is known for its intermittent eruptions and recently had its 42nd episode of eruption on February 15, 2026. The fountain of lava can reach up to 400 meters high and is one of the most impressive spots in the park. For dinner, we stopped at Coconut Grill and tried some more Hawaiian delicacies. I've added more details on the blog post, so do check out the link in the description box below. That's how we concluded our day 1 in Big Island, Hawaii. Our day 2 started with an early morning stroll by the Reeds Bay and watching a beautiful sunrise. This slow, quiet movement was such a nice contrast to the busy driving day before. For breakfast, we stopped at Ken's House of Pancakes. That's one of the oldest 24-hour diners, serving macadamia nut pancakes, burgers, and sumo-sized breakfast plates. Just like day 1, we had a few stops predetermined for our day to keep our itinerary light and on track. Did you know Hilo on Big Island is the world's largest processor of macadamia nuts? Hence, visiting a macadamia nut factory was a must in our itinerary. The closest to our hotel was Mauna Loa Macadamia Nut Factory, which was just 15 minutes drive from our hotel and gave us a good insight into how the nuts are grown and processed. We also tried a few unique variants of macadamia nuts and bought some as souvenirs for our friends and family. Our second stop of the day was Lili'u Kalani Garden, a pristine Edo-style Japanese garden located on the Hilo Bay. Our next two stops were inside Wailuku River State Park, two stunning waterfalls that will show you the true charm of Hawaiian waterfalls. The entry to the park is paid and you have to pay for both your entry fee and the parking fee. Our third and final waterfall of the day was Akaka Falls. That is one of the tallest waterfalls on the island, dropping spectacularly from a height of 442 feet. The hike to the waterfall is easy, passing through a lush tropical forest. It is one of the most stunning waterfalls on the island and a must visit if you are in Hilo. To refuel ourselves, we stopped by a local fruit vendor near the waterfall. The vendor was serving fresh pineapples, coconuts, and sugarcane pieces. Our sixth stop of the day was one of the most iconic and scenic spots on Big Island, located at the end of Highway 240. Waipio Valley Lookout offers a dramatic panoramic view of the Valley of the Kings, offering a view of towering cliffs and black sand beaches, and surrounded by lush tropical scenery. We then made our way towards Mauna Kea for sunset. Mauna Kea is a dormant volcano and also the highest peak in Hawaii, making this the best spot to watch sunset. You'll find yourself literally above the clouds. After watching a breathtaking sunset, we stopped at Waikoloa village for dinner. Our final stop was Mauna Kea beach to spot manta rays. This is one of the best spots to spot manta rays from the shore, and we did end up spotting one. On our last day in Big Island, we were ready for a slower pace again. Our plan was simple: walk around the Ali'i Drive and explore some local spots. We stopped by Kahului Beach for snorkeling and saw so many beautiful fishes. And then headed straight to the market region of Ali'i Drive. For breakfast, we decided to stop by McDonald's to try their Hawaii special menu that you won't find anywhere else. And that's how we ended our 3-day adventure in Big Island. What I loved the most about the Big Island was how much variety it gave us in just 3 days. We had beaches, historical sites, waterfalls, volcanoes, mountain views, and manta rays. Don't forget to watch part 2 of the series where we explore Maui. Subscribe to my channel for more such itineraries and travel guides.